How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 5 of WandaVision. This episode is titled On a Very Special Episode. This is the longest episode so far. I mean, I don't know though, because they do usually have like 8-minute credits. But I'm going to assume this is the longest episode. Now, last episode we got introduced to Monica Rambeau, aka Geraldine in the sitcom universe. We saw her side of the story, and we got a huge information dump or information / exposition of like what's going on in the story, which, you know, you can argue is good and bad. Like, it gets you interested a little bit more, because at the same time it's a bit too much. I would have liked for them to actually done, like, spread it across the season a little bit, instead of just like one episode dedicated to just telling you everything, right? It is what it is, but we learned some stuff. You know, we know like Wanda's in control. We kind of figured that at the end of episode 3, but you know, they just blatantly like thrown it at our face. But yeah, we got like a blip / snap scene with Monica. I hope we see more of that stuff. Like, that's going to have like an everlasting effect throughout Phase 4, I hope. Then there's Vision, specifically, is dead. I'm thinking like maybe she's possessed his body, and she's kind of made it look like he's alive, but in reality he's not. She's using his dead body as like a puppet in a way, you know? It's kind of scary, because I mean, if she can do that, she has to bring back the stone, right? She can bring him back to life. If she's got his body, and that body's speaking without the stone, she can bring him back with the Mind Stone, right? Monica got sent back out of the sitcom TV world, back into reality, where she got, you know, surrounded by sword members. And we also saw like the bee catcher or the hazmat suit guy go into the was it 70s when episode 2, or was it 60s? The 60s. No idea what happened to him. That's like the only mystery that's probably worth solving. Like, what happened to him? Because she reversed it. Did she kick him out? No, because there's no way she would have kicked him out, because Sword would have noticed, right? Okay, and then we had Jimmy Woo and Darcy from other Marvel films come in, which is pretty cool that they had like a cameo. Well, I guess it's not really a cameo, they've got a pretty big role, both of them. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. We've learned that, you know, it was Jimmy on the radio. We know it's real people. We don't know Agnes's second name, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I think it'll be pretty good. Yeah. Let's get right into the episode, I think. Short introduction. Let's go.
Wanda.
That's kind of creepy. Was it the 80s now? So this is a question, like, did she actually have twins, or is it like she created them as part of the story? Haha, it didn't work.
Well, I don't think it's very funny.
They're doing an Uno reverse. Oh. Nope.
Take that again. Should we just take it from the top?
It's so fucking creepy, dude. It's so wrong. So they are self-aware that they're acting.
Then where are the twins?
Mommy? Daddy?
What?
Can't control them.
Yeah, they have to be like made by her to speed up the story type of thing. I don't. What is this? The Wanda family. That's this episode. That's what they should have called this episode. What? I'm not sure what show this is. I have a feeling I might know, but... Oh, we're going back here. Oh, we're going back and forth now.
And then Wanda's voice in my head. It was grief.
Yeah. So she is. This is her grieving process.
We all know how that turned out.
Oh, it's great. They're gonna bring up Civil War.
Hayward's a dick.
Terrorists.
Wanda's.
Hayward's a terrorist. What? That cut didn't work there. I get what they were going for, but it didn't work.
Corpse.
Oh. Okay. Come on, I don't like getting the answers thrown at me so quickly, you know? So she did take Vision's
When was
corpse.
this? What happens when he learns the truth?
Does he die, or does she create the stone again?
Hi, kiddos!
With exactly the item we require.
Yeah, it's like Wanda tells her the storyline type of thing.
How
Oh,
about
Jesus.
Sparky? Well,
I thought the dog was going to die then. Jesus Christ.
Why aren't you telling me?
He's going to figure it out, man. I hope he figures it out by the end of this episode, because that's going to be very interesting. So the kid's real then? Did they... Or she just created them for the... I don't know, man.
I know an aerospace engineer who'd be up for this challenge.
Who are we getting as a cameo now? Who's the next one?
Nobody else came close.
Well, I'd argue that Captain Marvel came close.
Her powers came from an Infinity Stone. Too,
Oof. How would they know that no one was watching that fight? What? How would they know? Did they watch the film? Does it damage it or go right through it?
Oh!
You had a bulletproof vest on when you went inside, didn't you?
Yeah, she changes the clothes to the period to make it work, right? Because she did that with the hazmat guy. Like what? A computer? Ah. Oh. He has to be real then, because he just did that. Like, what? Like, Vision's back. You know, but it's... If he figures it out, it might... I don't know. Because the hexagon's probably keeping him protected. If he steps out of it, he'll die. Maybe?
Do you have a brother, Mom?
Uh-oh.
I do.
Did. Is the dog going to turn into fucking Pedro? Stop it.
Something's
No.
scaring him.
No. Is Pedro back? No. Oh, no.
Wanda decides what makes it onto her show and what doesn't.
She's the editor, the director. She's everything.
What did you do?
There's a breach, sir.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't like a good guy. He just wants to take care of the problem. He doesn't want to know why it's happening or anything. Are they like broke a hole in it? Is he gonna start breaking down, or is she gonna come storming out and take care of them all? Oh no! There she comes. Oh my god, that's scary. Uh-oh. Wait, what? Was she trying to kill her?
I didn't know that.
Oh, she's legit the villain. Is like she gonna be the villain and Vision's the hero type of thing? What? Now she's made it like invulnerable, right? So nothing can enter again. Oh, that's insane to people from the like doing the adverts.
Sparky!
There he is. No.
Until it was too late.
Is he dead?
Oh,
Bring him back.
don't.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back. Yeah.
You can do that?
It's a bit weird how Agnes is suddenly like really breaking character a lot more now. Is Ralph dead? Is her husband dead? Is that like... Oh, I thought that was Aaron Taylor Johnson then. I was like, what the fuck? Did she script that? Like, it's like, yeah, kill the dog. And get them used to death type of thing? Did she actually kill the dog? Like, the sitcom is just gone from this now. It's like...
I unearthed the man's suppressed personality and I spoke to him free of your hopes. TV. Turn in for the night so that you can change everything. What is the Maximoff anomaly?
Know what you're talking about.
Stop lying to me!
What?
All of this is for us. So let me handle it.
What is outside of Westview?
Really think that I am controlling everything?
Yes.
I don't know how any of this started in the first place.
Wait, what? Who is this now? She's created another fucking scenario now to stop.
I didn't do that.
Who is it? Did the kids do something? It's Pedro. It's Pedro! It's Pedro. Oh! Oh! Is it actually him? Oh. What? Wait, what the fuck? Wait a minute.
Long lost bro, get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what? Who's the popsicle?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. I just realised how long it took me to for it to click then. Ugh. It didn't click at first, I was like, wait, what? And then it just immediately clicked. Oh my god. As if they got Evan Peters in. What? What does that mean? Oh no, are we gonna get... Are we gonna get one of them like music sequences with him? Man, it can't. What about Aaron Taylor Johnson though? How the fuck could you recast him? He was the. They did that just for shits and giggles, didn't he? It's like, yeah, why not? Just cast him. You know, people know who he is. Still Quicksilver, right? Like, I'm trying to think of the consequences of that, right? If they bring in Evan Peters, is that them saying like, okay, we're breaking reality now? Is Evan Peters actually going to be a part of the MCU now? Is he the Quicksilver of the MCU? Like, well, not the... Well, the multiverse / I don't know how it would work, because he knocked on, right, and she didn't do it. She didn't know who it was. So it makes me think, like, she broke reality somehow and he got in and he went through. Or Tommy or Billy created him. Because she talked about her brother and then they didn't know what he looked like, so they just created a version of him that looked like Evan Peters, I guess. I'm trying to, like... So, is X-Men now a part of the universe? Did they somehow, like... How does that work? I mean... When was X-Men set? Like, Days of Future Past? Was it 80s? Was it the 80s? Or the 70s? That could, if that was the 70s or the 80s, it could line up with how she created the well, no, because she didn't create it. I'm trying to... God damn it. Now we're adding more mystery in, but I love it. Because now, like, X-Men is technically now a part of the MCU properly, I guess? I mean, we know they're making a film. No, wait. No, they've announced a film, haven't they, for the X-Men? Right, if we're talking behind the scenes reasons, maybe they just couldn't get Aaron Taylor Johnson in, and then they were just like, well, maybe it'd be cool to get Evan Peters in. But then also, I don't know, man. I'm so interested what's going to happen now. Like, come on. I'm very curious what's going on with Agnes, because it makes you think that could she be the villain? I don't know. Because we know, clearly Wanda's losing control, right? I'm just trying to figure, like, I'm trying to work out how Evan Peters is in there. Is it just like a Easter egg, like, cameo, just to get people hyped, or is it something worth meaningful? Or meaningful, should I say? I don't know. Yeah, because, I mean, Wanda said she didn't know how it all started, but she thinks she's in control type of situation. I don't know. I feel like there's more to it. It can't be as simple like, oh, Wanda's grieving. There has to be more to it. We've got like 4 episodes left. There has to be more to it, right? Like, Agnes isn't being as effective as everyone else in terms of, because like she's fully aware, you know, about Wanda. Everyone else is kind of in this trance of like a character, but Agnes breaks character, you know. She's the only one to break character, and she's the only one that has appeared in like every episode. So she has to have a much bigger role than we think she does, right? Because she's legit appeared in every single episode. Except 4. Right? I guess she kind of appeared in 4 through the, Man! What does it mean? I just feel like I'm going to keep on guessing, and I know I'm going to get it all wrong. Like... But, like, you know what I mean? Agnes is... like, aware. She's the only one that's aware. And Herb, I guess. Herb was kind... No! Because in episode 3, right, Agnes was talking to Herb. I feel like there's more to it. And we know Evan Peters' Pedro isn't, or Quicksilver, isn't scripted by Wanda. And Wanda has said she doesn't know how it all started. She seems like she's the villain right now. But I feel like there's more to it. There's like, she genuinely felt like a villain when she stepped out of it. Out of the fake sitcom world. I mean, what do we call it now? The Hex, I guess? When she stepped out of the Hex. That was probably my favourite episode so far, though. Like, I love the... just everything, like, unfolding. Like, Vision and Wanda going, like, head-to-head type of thing. Like, they almost fought each other. Like, that was pretty cool. Vision slowly figuring out what's going on. He figured it out pretty quickly, to be honest. Like, literally in 1 episode, he figured it out. It feels like the show's on a fast/slow pace. Because the first couple of episodes, like, episode 1 and 2 are a little bit slow. There was a bit of mystery there. But then episode 4 just comes along, and it's like, boom. Just reveals everything. It's like, what the fuck? And then episode 5 kind of adds a little wheel in that narrative, I guess. You know, just like a rock in the road type of situation. Where it's like, hold up. You don't know everything. We've still got some mystery left to tell. Right? I'm liking that. I don't like that they keep throwing information right at us. Like, boom, 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 boom. You know, I'd like to think Marvel think we're smarter as an audience, but whatever. I'm trying to work out, like, okay, Evan Peters, is it an Easter egg? Is it just like a cameo and it's like, oh, you know, we just did it for the lols, you know? Or is it actually like the beginning of the... Because we know WandaVision's going to tie into like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3. Oh my god, if we get Tobey. If we get Tobey Maguire. Dude, if we get Tobey Maguire in WandaVision, I'll lose my shit. I mean, I lost my shit over the Evan Peters thing, even though I wasn't a big fan of the X-Men films. The later X-Men films, the first couple were good. 1 and 2 were good, and then Logan was really good too. Days of Future Past was also good too. And First Class. So yeah. The last couple, the like Apocalypse and fucking Dark Phoenix. And the Apocalypse, honestly, Quicksilver had the best scene in that film, right? It wasn't that the scene where Sweet Dreams was playing and he was like saving everyone from the mansion. Whoever's actually in control has pulled him out of the... I don't know, man. I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, is it a split in the universe? Has something gone wrong with this whole world and it's created like this fracture? Like I said it a couple of episodes ago, I think. Like, there's going to be like a fracture that's going to tie into the other universes and stuff. Dude, we're getting a Spider-Verse film. We're totally getting a Spider-Verse film. There's no way we're not. Like, dude, we've got the X-Men already. Technically, kind of. Not really, but... We've got Evan Peters as Pedro, right? You're telling me we're not going to get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man again? Especially since, you know, the success of Into the Spider-Verse. And it's coming out this year, isn't it? The Spider-Man film. I think they said fall 2021. which is weird because they've still not finished filming yet. I guess they could quickly put it together, but unless they've rushed the CG, because that's going to be a lot of CG, like the multiverse stuff. There's going to be a lot of fight scenes too, right? You've got like Doc Ock, you've got Electro, Jamie Foxx's Electro. Like, come on, if you're getting them, you have to get them Spider-Man. I'm curious if they'll do the actual, like, Sam Raimi Tobey Maguire, or if they'll just get Tobey Maguire from another universe, and he's like a little bit more... Dude, I'd love to see like a more veteran, older Tobey. Like, in terms of like his Spider-Man. Like, I'd love to see like a veteran version of that. Like, he'd be the mentor to Peter, I guess. I know people wouldn't be a fan of that, but it makes sense. I think they do it like a Spider-Verse situation, where like, what was it, Peter... The other universe, Peter was like kind of mentoring Miles type of situation. I hope it could be like that with Tobey and maybe Andrew, because Andrew's Spider-Man will probably be a little bit older. And maybe we can learn what happened to Tobey's Spider-Man after the events of Spider-Man 3. If Spider-Man 3 becomes a success, I guarantee, like, Marvel's going to see some decent ideas, or Disney, should I say. They're going to be like, okay, people want more of these Spider-Man, right? So how about we continue, like, we do Spider-Man 4 with Tobey and the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Imagine that's what happens. I don't know how it'd work, though, because obviously they'd be older. But, dude, like, we can get that original idea for what Spider-Man 4 was with Black Cat and stuff, right? Oh, because I think that was the original idea for Spider-Man 4, right? In the Raimi films. But Amazing Spider-Man 3, like, the general idea of that was looking spicy, but I don't know if they do that. I do want I know a lot of people didn't really like Venom as much. Venom was a fun film; it wasn't like anything amazing, but if they could bring in Tom Hardy's Venom into the MCU, oof! Imagine seeing Tom Holland go against that Venom. He'd get fucked up. He'd get ripped apart. There's no way you'd be able to fight that Venom. He's massive. He's huge. That's what she said. Anyway, yeah, I'm so interested to see where the show goes now. Like, this is real, like, that little ending there, even though, not just the ending, the whole show has really got me fascinated with what they're doing. This is it. Like, this is the true introduction of Phase 4. I think there's no better way, because if Black Widow was the first film in Phase 4, it would be a bit like, the first thing in Phase 4. I think it might be a little bit underwhelming, because all it really is just kind of, like, it's a Black Widow film, great, but it isn't set after Endgame. So we're not going to get, like, a continuation of the story. We're not going to get progression. We're just going to learn, okay, Wanda has a family, Black Widow has a family. Maybe that'll somehow tie into later MCU films. Do I think Black Widow will stay dead? This is Marvel, you know. I don't think anyone's going to stay dead, even though I'm not a fan of that. Because then it's just like, well, why even kill them off in the first place? You just did it. Like, it undoes it. The difference is with Gamora. The Gamora one is still good. I'm not a fan of them bringing it back, but it's still impactful because it's not actually that Gamora, right? You know? Like, it's not the Gamora we come to like in Guardians 1 and 2 and stuff. Like, she's dead, right? And now we've got a new Gamora. This is new / old, because technically it's one before Guardians 1. So it's still Gamora, but it's not our Gamora. And I think they could do a similar thing with I don't know if with Vision. I think Vision might become like Vision again. So that's the only death that would be undone properly. Black Widow, I think, will probably stay dead, because if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have won, right? So it's because of Black Widow, she got the stone for Hawkeye and stuff, and she has to stay dead. Like, unless Cap went to Vormir and then somehow undid it, because we never saw that interaction. I'd love to see that, man. Him confronting Red Skull. But it's like, if they can bring Vision back, right, and he got the thing that keeps him alive, that got crushed and got ripped out of his head, right? If they can bring him back, and they can bring... I was going to say they can bring someone else back, but the only one they're bringing back is Vision, right? You're telling me they can't bring Tony Stark back right when he died because they had the time stone. No one ever brings this up, and it always pissed me off in the film. I was like, why can't they just bring him back? Don't they have the time stone? Just kind of reverse it. You did it in the previous film. You know? Maybe it's something to do with, like, oh, you know, blah, 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 like, because he used Tony used the stones, and that is killing him, you can't reverse it type of situation, which would be fucking stupid. This is how you know some of the writing in the MCU films are pretty bad. Like, because I think I've read up on, like, the Endgame, like, blip thing, and they've said that, you know, oh, Bruce Banner put in a safety mechanism so no one actually died when they came back, and I'm like, why are you saying this after the film? You know, why didn't you make that clear in the film itself? You know, like, I know a lot of films do that, but it's mainly like more in character stuff, like what the character is feeling in that specific moment, right? But when you add to the story, like, oh no, it was a safety mechanism, and it's like, that wasn't very clear though, you know? It's just almost like he just snapped. But then people say, oh, in the comics it's like you get like a god status type of thing when you use the gauntlet, and it's like, sure, but... Wait, is there 8 episodes or 9 episodes? Let me check. There's 9 episodes. So there's 4 episodes left. We've still got 4 weeks, you know, that's not too bad. That's March. Right? Is it March 5th? I think that'll be the finale. I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, we're setting up the X-Men potentially. We're probably going to be setting up Spider-Man 3 in the next couple of episodes. Dude, if I see one frame of Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. But yeah, solid episode. Very excited about the next one. Just to learn like what's going on with Evan Peters, Pedro, why is he there? What's going on with Agnes? What, like, is Vision going to figure everything out? All that good stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.